Hi, my name is Alexandra, and this is my very first YouTube video. I'm a little nervous, a little anxious to make this, but I feel like I needed to make this video because I needed to, share who I am, tell you a little bit about my backstory, and a little bit what this channel would be. So yeah, I'm 25 years old. I was born in Virginia. Both of my parents are born in El Salvador though. So yeah, I'm Salvadorian. I have two siblings, an older sister and a younger brother. I have two beautiful nephews as well, and I have two beautiful dogs, Luna and Teddy, and you're probably going to see a lot about them because they're going to be in my videos. I love them so much. They're everything. They're my world. They're my girls. They're everything. Yeah, I was from Virginia, but just 2 years ago I currently moved. I moved from Virginia to Texas. I would say my childhood was very traumatic, chaotic, and just not a good childhood. So I had like bad memories from Virginia. I had bad memories from Virginia, and so when I was 23, I kind of just wanted to run away. I wanted to run away, be far as much as possible away from Virginia and get away from everything that happened in my childhood. So I moved to Texas and I actually bought a house. The reasoning I bought a house was just like during those times, like rent was just as much as like paying a mortgage payment. So I'm just like, why don't I just like, and I had a decent amount of money saved, but not that much. But I just took a leap of faith and decided to buy a home. And having also two large dogs, it's really hard to find a place that would rent out to you. So yeah, so I moved. I work from home, so I was able to move from Virginia to Texas and still keep my job. So I'm very grateful for that, and I'm very fortunate for that, and I thank God every day for that. When I moved here to Texas, like I immediately wanted to start friends, and I was out. I found a couple of like friends through Bumble BFF and made friends that way, and was going out and just was going to bars and just was going, I was just having fun. I was trying to, I never really got to live like my childhood, you can say. So I just went out and just had fun. But then like 4 months, I would say, because this was like after my birthday. So yeah, so I would say 4 or 5 months. I was 24 then, so yeah, so 4 or 5 months afterwards, I started to get these horrible pains in my body, and the pains I'm describing are like sharp pains. How to describe it is like, when you get a flu and all your body aches. I got terrible body pains, and this was like around, I guess, May of 2023, like around there, May 2023. Yeah, so I was getting these horrible body pains, and I didn't know what it was. And during that time, I didn't have any insurance. So like I couldn't go to a doctor and like figure out what was happening. So I just started doing my own research. At first, I just thought it was like, oh, I just did a bad workout, or I stretched my muscle too much, or I don't know. I didn't know what was happening. But it was just like all of a sudden, and I did not work. Like I couldn't work at all. I stayed in bed for like weeks, and so I just kept like searching up my symptoms, and I kept thinking like, oh, this was just gonna go away. Like this is just eventually going to go away. Like I did a bad workout, and like I said, I didn't have any insurance, so I wasn't able to go to the doctors or anything. So I just kept doing some research, and in that research, something that kept coming up was fibromyalgia. While I was doing my research on fibromyalgia, it just kept coming back like that there's like no cure for it. So obviously, like I didn't want that, because I'm like, no cure for it, like So I kind of like brushed it off, and I'm like, no, like I'm gonna feel better and stuff like that. And like doing some research, like some people said like, you know, their back hurts, so they would get like chiropractor. They would go to a chiropractor, you know, to crack their back, and the like pain would go away. So I did that. Got chiropractor done, and he like advised to come for every week for 6 weeks, and that I was gonna feel better. And I would also get a massage after he would crack my body. So yeah, things were getting a little expensive there. But after the 6 weeks, I felt good. I felt good. I felt energized. I felt everything was good. And so yeah, I was back to normal. But then like I would say like a couple weeks, the pain came back. So I would go back to get massages, and it would help, but like I said, it would come back all the time. I would say like during that time the pain was durable because like I said, like I would get massages to help me, and I also would like take hot baths. Like I also would use a lot of ice packs and like a lot of like muscle pain reliever cream. So that was helping. But in December 2023, like something traumatic happened in the family, and I think that's when my reality of what happened to me, and the reality of like what happened to my life and like what I went through, like I think the bubble just exploded. And when the bubble exploded, I couldn't contain everything that happened to me. Like there's a part of me that like I knew I went through traumatic experiences, but like there's a difference of you knowing it but you've actually processed it. So in December 2023, when that traumatic event happened, it like burst that bubble of reality, and just like it hit me. And honestly, it didn't just hit me, but it hit my whole family. Like we all like were like, okay. Like so after that, after December 2023, the pain was intensified. The pain was so bad. It got so bad that like I stayed in bed for months, and honestly, I don't even know how I worked. I would literally be laying in bed with having my laptop, and I would just be like just like trying to type, or like sleeping and like stay. I don't know how I did it. I like Tylenol was my friend, but even then Tylenol didn't do anything. Like I got so bad. I got so bad. I just didn't want to talk to nobody. I isolated myself because it's like this, like it was so bad. And the good thing is though that in January 2024, so the beginning of this year, I got insurance for my job. So I went to my regular doctor, and I was telling my regular doctor like my symptoms. I'm like, dude, this pain is so bad. Like I was telling him the pain was so bad. It felt like the pain like would travel all over my body. Like my nerves would tremble. I've never experienced this type of pain ever in my life. Like this is beyond the flu type of pain. I've never experienced this type of pain. The pain would literally move through my body, and I was like triggered from place to place. Like I couldn't stand up. At one point, my mind was not here. I was forgetting words. Like I know Spanish, right? I forgot how to speak Spanish. I was forgetting words in English. Like I remember there was a point where I asked my roommate like, what's this word? Like asking him what were the words, because I would forget words, and I don't know how I worked. I kid you not, I don't know how I did it for those months. Like those months, I can't remember nothing because I was in pain. I was in pain. I don't know how it worked. I don't know how I sent out emails, and I don't even know if anybody understood those emails. Oh my God, like crazy. So I went to my doctor and I told him about everything, and he like he just didn't believe me.
Okay, future me editing. So I want to explain more what the doctor said. So the doctor said that he thought that I was having like back pain, body pain, because I would work remote and I would be sitting all day for work. So he just thought that like I wasn't getting up and like stretching enough or exercising enough. But I like let him know also too that like, no, I was really active. Like I would walk every day with my dogs, go to the gym 3-4 times a week. I also would go hiking every Sunday. So that I knew that that wasn't the reason, because I'm like, I'm an active girl. I am an active girl, so it's like I don't think that's the reason. I also was stretching too, and that didn't even help as well. So I told him that, and he just kept insisting that that was the reason why.
No, I know what I'm feeling. And so I kept insisting. And if I didn't kept insisting, he would have just like, because he told me like to work out. And I'm like, dude, I can't even get out of my bed to even work out. So he just kept telling me to work on my, no, this, like, I kept insisting. And because I kept insisting, so then he recommended me to a pain doctor or a pain specialist. I don't know what's the right word, but he's just a pain specialist, okay? Sorry, I can barely remember what day I'm in, okay? But when I went to the pain specialist, I told him everything. I told him everything, all my symptoms and everything, and then he's like, yeah, you have fibromyalgia. And I already knew what fibromyalgia was, because like I said, I already had done research before. But I was so hoping that he would say like, oh, like your spine is broken or have a broken bone and this is what's causing it. Like, I did not want it to be fibromyalgia, because there's no, he even told me like there's no cure for fibromyalgia, right? Like, and I asked him, okay, so why did I get fibromyalgia? Like, what is the reasoning behind this? Like, what's the reasoning behind me getting fibromyalgia? And honestly, he couldn't even give me an answer. And honestly, there is no right answer as to where fibromyalgia comes from, how it's created, and everything. And there's, like, people get it in different ways. Like, for example, someone has gotten it, like, I've read that someone got it because they got into a bad accident, a car accident, and so it affected their nerves. And there's many reasons, but for my case, I've later found out that my fibromyalgia is due to my trauma, due to my past and everything that I've gone through. But in the moment, sorry, let me go back. So I was at the doctor. The doctor told me I had fibromyalgia. I kept asking him why, and he honestly said he doesn't know, like, he can't give me an answer to that. So then he asked me, like, when did these pains start? And then I was like, it's weird because I feel like this pain originally started when I started, like, healing from my past. And then I told him something traumatic happened that, like, bursted that bubble, and so he basically told me, hey, there's no cure. He said that some patients have felt better by having a better diet, so he said that helped. He also recommended me taking vitamin D and magnesium, and that helps. So yeah, he gave me like a list of like a diet, honestly it's like an anti-inflammatory diet. So he told me that helped, but he also told me that he does think that, like, you know, me starting healing, like, that definitely should be where I should start to find out where this came from. So he recommended me to go to a therapist. So I started doing therapy in March 2023. I started doing therapy in March 2024. So so just a couple months ago this year. Or the beginning of this year, sorry. I'm sorry. My brain is scattered, okay? My brain is everywhere. I don't know how I've been surviving these couple months. I don't know. I started doing therapy And then I started doing my own research, and I actually got this book that, let me show it to you guys actually. It's this book, and I'm gonna put it down in the description. It's the Fibro Manual from, I don't know how to say her name, but yeah, it's this book. Very good book. I recommend it. Anyone that has fibromyalgia, I recommend it. And I also can make a video, and I'm going to do it, like describing and explaining what fibromyalgia is. But basically what fibromyalgia is like, you get this extreme pain, like your whole body. It feels like needles are poking at you, like your whole nervous system is trembling. It's just horrible, and everybody gets different types of symptoms. Like I was losing my memory. I got like this brain fog, like it was just horrible. I just couldn't live. I couldn't live. I read that book, and in that book she talks about trauma. She talks a little bit about trauma, and so I'm doing therapy, and I start telling my therapist like everything that I go through, and like during this time, like, yeah, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, but I also was still going to the doctors and doing other tests, just because like I just wanted to cross everything out and make sure that, like, you know, I'm good, and you know, like I just wanted to make sure that that is really what I had. And also too, I kind of was in a little bit of denial, because I guess accepting that I had fibromyalgia due to trauma just confirmed of how hectic my childhood was. There's a difference between, you know, you knowing that your childhood was crazy, but then there's the other part where you completely acknowledge what happened and process what happened and realize how crazy it was, and then you're like, how am I alive? And then you realize like it was so crazy and chaotic that it caused your body to, like, your physical body, like my mental and emotional state, and also spiritually, were so hectic and so crazy that it caused my physical body to cause pain and create this disease now called fibromyalgia. So I was in denial because I just didn't want to like accept it. I just don't want to accept how crazy my childhood was. But through therapy and through realizing like how crazy my life has been, and reading books, I also read The Body Keeps the Score. I really recommend this book too, and also I can also make videos on details of these two books. I started doing therapy, and I would always journal, but definitely during this time of my life, I journaled even more, and I started journaling like about my past, everything that I went through. And while I was doing that, I was getting better. There was at one point where I just couldn't handle the pain anymore. And like I said, I've moved here from Virginia, so I was kind of living alone. I did have some roommates, but like it's different when it's family. Luckily, my brother was able to move in with me and help me, so that really did help a lot. I couldn't work anymore, honestly. I just couldn't work anymore, and also I couldn't sleep. Because my pain, like my body pain, will wake me up in the middle of the night, and I just couldn't sleep. But like all that emotional and all that mental, like, and all that physical, spiritually, like pain, I couldn't sleep, and I just couldn't live. So I actually got medicated, and I actually didn't want to get medicated. I wanted to heal naturally, but
I also wanted to add in that I needed to get medicated in order to function and go to work. You know, I need a job. Well, doesn't everybody? I also wanted to heal naturally, just because I did my research on some of the medications, and they have like long-term effects, and they came with some side effects as well. It's like really hard to get off those medications, so that's why I didn't want to get medicated. Luckily, the medication Cymbalta actually helped me, which that's more of like a depression, anxiety, that also helps with fibromyalgia. So luckily that did help me, so I didn't have to be on high pain medication.
And I might be medicated for a while, and who knows, if maybe I might always be medicated. I don't know. Honestly, I'm just figuring all this out. But through therapy and through journaling and through time and through support to like process of what happened to me. So now I've come to a state where I feel better. I no longer have pain. And that's another thing. Even if you are medicated, like the medication does help with the pain, but to a certain extent. Like at some point the medication doesn't really help. Like it helps with your moods, and it helps you like be like stabilized. Like for me, it helped a lot with my anxiety. It helped a lot with my anxiety and my mood, and to keep me stable enough to, to heal and to work on myself. And like, but it didn't really help with it did help with the pain at first, but then it didn't, like, so, but I still use it because it does help me with like my anxiety, with my mood swings. It does help me sleep too. It just helps my mind calm down. Like I had so much thought going on, so it just helps me a little bit. So yeah. So now I've come to the point where I don't no longer have pain, but I do still like have tensions and like muscle pain. Like now it feels more like if you had a heavy workout. So to me that's not pain at all, because compared to what I was, where I could not do anything, I was in bed for months, like I couldn't even think, to that pain to what I was now, I feel like I don't have any pain, but like it's still pain because I'm still not able to, like, I guess go for a run. So yeah, I've come to a place where I'm like, okay, I can finally be a girl. I can finally be human. I can finally, get myself out of bed, and I can finally like make my own food, start doing things. This channel is just going to be like a journey on me starting my life all over again. So you're going to see a lot of videos of just me fixing my house, me playing with my dogs. I hopefully in the future you get to see videos of me traveling. I love to do art. I love music. I like adventure. So that's what I'm hoping about, what this channel is going to be about. And I hope that someone who's going through what I went through, or someone that's going through fibromyalgia, I hope that they get inspired and have faith to keep going and to keep trying, because you are gonna heal, you are gonna make it. And I know it sucks, and I know how hard it is, I know how frustrated it is, but you'll make it. And I hope I can help those out there, because it was so hard going to all these doctor's appointments, and you're not feeling good, and you're not mentally well, and you feel like no one's really helping you, and no one really has the answers. So I hope this helps to someone out there. And also shout out to the mothers out there and the wives out there that have fibromyalgia, and you guys have to just continue going. So yeah, I hope you follow me, and yeah, I hope you guys come along with me in this journey.